Okay.
We haven't been live twice in one day ever.
No. No.
So everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Wow,
So it was really interesting because we started seeing an influx of people last.
Like we got like,
when's your next root camp? When are you guys having it?
A bunch of root camp questions, like literally an influx in the email on root camp. So we thought, well, let's just do this. It's going to be easier to do it this way with this root camp special. Here's the interesting thing. I guess a lot of people out there think that you have to physically come here to do root camp.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Not the case.
Or,
we'll go someplace.
I'm going to be doing it with
other people,
and it's
in
not
class.
going to be confidential, or it's not going to be private, or I don't really want to know what root camp really is, or I don't know how to open up to it. It's crazy.
So here's the first thing we want to discuss. You do not have to leave the comfort of your home or office or bathroom. We prefer not the bathroom, but whatever it is. Your yard, whatever, wherever you take your mobile device, you do not have to come to the United States. You do not have to come to Ohio. You do not have to come to our office. You do not have to come anywhere for root camp. Root camp is just like this, except for it's just you and us, or one of our coaches, whatever you prefer. If you don't like us, one of our coaches is great. Just like this, you and us via Skype, FaceTime, or Zoom, or
Facebook, whatever works, except for WhatsApp. We don't
use WhatsApp.
But here's the thing. We bring you into our connection so you can see yours.
Yes.
And that's in a very deep way. So let's
if you have any questions on root camp, because we got really 70 emails this afternoon asking about when is the next one.
Yeah.
The next one is whenever you're ready.
Yep.
If you're ready on the next day we're available, you are ready. Let's do it. Let's get you on the schedule and let's go. There's no class, by the way. There's no root camp class. Nobody's going to be in root camp with you. Sure. This is about you and your inner work, and it's completely confidential. That's another question.
When you say inner work, though, most people I've already done my inner work. They're the one that needs the work.
Yeah.
If you still point and say they need to do the work, don't worry. You still might have some work to do, because it's almost like you're not finding the peace in what you're looking for. Mm. And usually that peace is somewhere embedded in you, not the other person. And maybe that's what they're waiting for, to show you that they've been doing the work. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it happens that way.
Right.
Actually, majority of the time.
If you're watching and you have been through root camp, please chime in and let everybody know how root camp is done for you. Mm-hmm. Root camp is life-changing. It will change your life.
Where did root camp come from, I think, is probably the question.
Our connection.
And why was it?
Why are you asking me?
I don't know.
Anyway.
So this is our birth child from our connection.
It is.
And it was a way to help other people find out why they keep, or why you show up, or how your reactions to those you're connected to, or the one you're connected to, is actually a sum of things that have happened to you, and you keep expecting those things to keep happening to you. And in this connection, it drives you batshit crazy.
It's a very, very, very personal program. It's you and us, or one of our coaches, like we said, and completely confidential. You don't ever have to worry about your information getting anywhere.
Is it possible for the person?
Why are you asking me?
Because I want you to hear some of the questions that were asked today, so that way these people are wondering why we're doing such a thing. So the question could be, gee, Sherry and Lee, I'm really interested in root camp, but why would I want to do root camp? I mean, they should love me without knowing me. They're connected to me. Well, if you don't know yourself, do you love you? I don't know. Can you be connected to somebody you don't love? Can you be connected to somebody you don't need to have in your life? I mean, there's a lot of questions. I think.
Why do I cringe when my mother walks in the room? Why haven't I talked to my sister in 12 years?
How come the same feeling shows up when my twin walks in the room?
Exactly. Why haven't I talked to my sister in 12 years? Why are my family full of assholes?
How come I don't have to? Do I have to fix these things that showed up with all of them? Because some of these things that you don't think you have to fix.
Can you love somebody you don't know?
Absolutely. Well, you kind of taught that first. I mean, I guess the question would be, who taught you how to do that? We've seen that.
We have a ton of people with twins that they've never met that don't know, celebrity twins, twins in the spotlight or in public eye. Um, let's see. The question is love. It's not connected. Can you be connected to someone you don't know? Can you love someone you don't know are two different things.
Can you love through loss?
Yeah.
Actually, you have to lose them before you
You
can
have
love
to
them.
lose them before you love them.
Mm. Wonder how that showed up in connection, but it seemed to show up that way. I know the wind is like, we're getting the remnants of Alberta. That was adding to the one twin who's just expecting the other twin to love them without knowing them. And actually, that kind of, you grow up that way, because it would be like the question somebody says, do your parents know the real you? And have you allowed them to love the real you? That's literally how that shows up. And once you actually see that real time, then you start going, well, how do I fix it? And the how do I fix it is the fun part, because you really don't see what's actually broken, or you don't see it's actually what the disconnect is to the connection. The disconnect shows up in a very deep way. And it's so crazy, because we're thinking, how can we talk about this and be very open with all of it, when you can't be, because you're talking about a very specific dialogue that somebody has with themselves before the connection that shows up in the connection. And then you got to kind of understand where all of those came from, or why they need those things to show up now to prove its connection. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all trying to prove that we're connected to someone, but we don't see why we're trying to prove it or how we're trying to prove it, because we haven't even understood why we were connected to the people that brought us into this world. So it's almost like really like chasing your tail without knowing that your tail needed to be chased.
This is true. This is true. It's what is this? It's scattering the matrix.
Seeing Zion, then watching it scatter before you again. And there's so many variables about why Zion got taken out. Absolutely true. But there's only one way through Zion. We're talking matrix.
I get it.
Yes. Can you have an uneasiness about a person, like something is not right, but they still can be your TF? Oh, absolutely. It would be like if I said, oh, there's something on the inside of you telling them something's going on with them. How do you open up and tell them the truth? How do you speak that they're on the inside you have this uneasiness? Do you go to them and tell them that every time you're in their presence or you think about them, you have an uneasiness?
Mm-hmm. This is exactly the kind of questions that we get in root camp too. It is. It's crazy. We posted that. We went live this morning and we talked about it just a little bit, and then we got all these emails with all these questions, and boy, that shit ain't easy. It's not. It's really not. That's why we've created root camp.
But if you can't see the connection you have to yourself, and then here you are connected to somebody, did you notice that somehow, some way, you keep finding ways to make the connection about them being connected to you in root camp? I mean, that literally is what we find out. We go in deep and we find that out. Yeah. Is that not true?
Yeah. Lee's really good at making this mental map, is what we call it. We ask you 11 questions in the beginning of root camp, and from those 11 questions, we get to know you a lot. Mm-hmm. We listen to every part of your childhood, every part of your story. We listen we listen. We definitely hear you. And, I lost my train of thought. It's gone. It is. It's just not. It's fried.
Too many root camps. No,
too many root camps.
How do I stop blocking intimacy with the masculine? Root camp will tell you. That is absolutely the truth.
How do I stop blocking?
It's a learned behavior. And do you know how to unlearn what you learned?
That's a big one.
Unlearning what you learned is literally why this actually came about. Most go, okay, we saw what you two went through, and we wonder how you got there. We know it's possible. We know we have hope. We have faith. Root camp. I don't know what else to tell you. Root camp. I mean, you could sit and listen to us all day, and then you try to take your story and match it with ours. But there's some really deep dialogue missing from even what we're trying to give you here. And that deep dialogue is not in us, it's in you. And we just know the right questions to ask you to get you there, so we can understand a little bit better where that came from.
True. So root camp is 6 weeks, 6 sessions.
Very deep.
Very, very deep.
There's crying.
A lot of crying.
On our end and yours.
We do have a payment plan for root camp. Root camp is $1,000. We do have a payment plan for root camp. That's not a problem. However, we are still going to be honoring that $500 mini root camp.
Yeah,
And
it seems to be great.
here's what's interesting. This is the interesting little concept. So if you get the $500 root camp and you get 4 and you want more, which is what's happening, people keep going. You just pay the other $500 for the root camp, for the regular root camp, and you get 2 more sessions. So you get 8 instead of 6.
Yeah. And it's only available for most of all of you that watch this.
Yeah.
It's not posted on our website.
And it's personal. It's with us, just like this, just like you're watching us over a computer. We're going to be talking to you over Skype, FaceTime. You don't have to go anywhere. It's worldwide. We will work with your schedule.
It's in a space that you're safe. It's a space that you're not judged. It's in a space just like this. And it never leaves that, but you actually do walk away feeling like, oh shit, now I know what I can focus on within the connection to myself. Mm-hmm. Nobody needs to draw you a map. You already have one. It's just, can you share it with somebody so they can actually walk through it with you and actually, really get you to really say what you're really saying. And it's not an easy thing. It really isn't. It does kind of put you deep rooted within yourself. That way you know when you're connected and disconnected to yourself and why it will show up that way in your connection. Yes? I think that's a good way to put it.
I do too.
Okay, so hopefully that answered all the questions from the emails we got earlier.
I hope. If you're wanting a copy of the root camp payment plan, email me. We'll send it to you. Email us info@relationshipreinvented.com, info@relationshipreinvented.com for any more questions. And there were so many emails today asking the same question: is when is your next root camp and how do I get
happened
there?
over the last couple of weeks. We just haven't had a chance.
Yeah, and I just wanted to clear up that you don't have to go anywhere.
Nope.
And
you don't have to do it with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's just it's very personal.
Yeah.
Very personal. In your questions, we will get to.
Absolutely.
We love you guys.
Yes. Talk to you soon. Oh, we'll answer these.
We will.
Promise.
Yeah.
Bye.